Stephanie Rosenberg with Lighthouse Media. We're here for our weekly Yoga for Peace interview with the amazing yogi Justin Marx, who just got done his Masters of the Rainbow Mana Flow yoga class. Hi, Justin.
Hola.
How are you doing?
Good, very good.
So, people who aren't familiar with Masters of the Rainbow Mana Flow, how would you describe the class?
Well, it was a very, my style of teaching is always on your feet, sort of on your toes. So you teach to what's going on, the room, the architecture. So we played off of that. We didn't do as much asana as, we might normally do. So but it engages the spirit of joy, obviously the spirit of peace, with the United Nations. And mana flow is referring to the energy flow. Mana is a Hawaiian word, it's also in the Bible as well, and referring to my cup runneth over with energy. So in some ways, from a Buddhist or Taoist standpoint, you're getting sort of empty. You're emptying your bowl, and then you're asking the energies of the divine, and the chi, the prana, the mana to come in and flow through you, flow through the room, flow through everyone who's participating in the class, and that can bring forth healing. Spontaneous healing can bring forth spontaneous joy, peace, bliss, enlightenment, whatever, all of those things. That's the easy, soft intention of the class.
And so, how do you call these energies in?
It's just something, I guess, that you would cultivate. Everyone has a way that they connect, perhaps, to the divine or to the angels or to perhaps beyond the word, just religion, to a spiritual connection, perhaps that you work on through meditation or reading or art or anything. And it's realizing that you are connected to those beings, whether they're in a body or not. Angels, masters, you're connected. That goes into oneness. And, it's just something that just sort of happens. When it happens, you just sort of know it happens. It just flows through. And sometimes maybe it's specific. Maybe you're calling to specific guides, angels, whatever. Sometimes it's just the flow of the mana, the energy, the God, Yahweh, I am that I am. Chi or whatever. There's lots of words, lots of names for the nameless.
So do you actually have like a physical experience of these angels?
Oh yeah, for sure. A lot of time. I mean, it was pretty wild in there. I mean, the architecture is beautiful. They have the iron slate slab. I'm not going to say his name right. Dars Haglis. Forgive me for his name.
We'll put it in the caption below.
But he set up this room, we were reading, and he set up this room with the intention of meditation and the intention of peace, and it's for sure there in simplicity. It's super zen. I felt bad bringing all my stuff and just sort of putting it everywhere, but I think it was good for it because it was sort of, for me I was getting the call to engage certain energies, like the energy of Gandhi, the energy of Martin Luther King, and anyone who's worked for peace, in this country and with the earth as well. It's obviously an international type place. So international and multi-dimensional.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I know, I experienced some interesting energies.
Yeah, it was flying around.
So when you experience these interesting energies, what do you experience? Do you experience chills? How do you engage with them?
Yeah. If you're the person that is sort of looked to, sort of holding the space, the one that they're calling the teacher of the moment, which is always an interesting word because we're all reflecting each other and we're all just sort of working with the energy, with the intention of peace. So when I'm sort of holding the space like that, I don't want to let myself get too carried away in bliss or samadhi. I have to stay grounded and just holding a nice, easy space for the people, because there's always people of all different levels or might not be as used to working with energies, and you just want to hold a nice, easy space. You don't want anyone getting overwhelmed by energy or too much. You need middle path, middle way. So just a nice, easy flow of energy. And sometimes it'll get strong, for sure. So.
Because your Masters of the Rainbow is such a culmination of different exercises, and it changes with the architecture, like you said. How would you describe the thesis, the purpose behind it, the mission of your class?
The mission of the class is connecting with the energies of peace, connecting with children. There's a little kid that just walked up. The energy of joy, innocence, peace, peace on earth as not just a fairy tale, but that peace starts within, as the Dalai Lama would say, or Chit Nhat Hanh. Peace starting within, and then peace within your home. Peace within your home, peace in the state, peace in the country, and then peace throughout all the continents. And it's not, a lot of people talking about 2012, we're talking about, shifting of energies, and it's not an impossibility for, in my belief, in my heart, it's not an impossibility for a much, much, much more peaceful planet in our lifetime. And, for the younger kids who are born now, being called indigos or crystal kids or rainbow kids or more peaceful kids or more, wired a little bit differently type kids with those energies of peace, and having activities like meditation, like yoga, like spiritual discussion or art, all of those things can cultivate peace within, and that's what it goes into, peace within. And only after peace within is there going to be peace in the world. And it's not a fairy tale.
No, it's not. And we so appreciate you coming here to facilitate that. So, you do this wonderful practice. You've been teaching for about 5 years now, right? So, what led you to yoga? You are so far our youngest yogi that we've had here at the UA.
Don't say much.
I won't. But what led you to teaching yoga?
Yeah, it's an interesting path. I mean, my parents, I grew up in a house where yoga was sort of available. It's definitely written in me deeply past life. It's no accident, what you're drawn to do. Yogananda in the Gita would say, the impressions or the samskaras will lead you in the direction that you're going towards. And you recognize things, you have recognitions like, oh, this is very familiar. I'm drawn to do this. And, I grew up doing lots of martial arts, and I played soccer for a while, and in school, and you find yourself in certain situations where it wasn't commonplace, stuff like yoga or meditation, and that can bring forth uncertainty, or even everyone goes through a sort of dark night of the soul, like a butterfly going into the chrysalis or whatever, and then the energies of community is what helps bring forth whatever that potential the person has. And for me, Flossie, who was here, Gary, Flossie specifically, with Elaine, also back in the day, provided a community of yoga connected to my family, and it was a great facilitator of community and remembrance, just remembering. Like, oh yes, I remember this. I remember doing this. I remember these feelings. And, so yeah. So that's part of Masters of the Rainbow as well. Having those places, those ashrams, sacred spaces, meditation halls for children, for anyone who is looking to is interested in peace or happiness or whatever. Having those available in a non-denominational type way, not stuck in any one practice. Flexible. That's what yoga is about. Flexibility, focus, one-pointed focus, skillful action. Yoga is skillful action, and then activism, sacred activism.